Welcome to Bold Talk series where creativity, leadership, ideas, innovation come together. My name is Epi Ludvik, and today I have a privilege to have a short one-on-one conversation with Edwin Mata, CEO and co-founder of Brickken, a Web3 builder, a legal tech strategist, blockchain educator, and former mergers and acquisition lawyer, leading the global movement to tokenize real-world assets. Edwin, great seeing you. Welcome to our Bold Talk series. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you very much, Epi, for having me here on this lovely podcast. And yeah, looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, Edwin, walk us back a little bit. So first, what pulled you from a law into the world of blockchain and tokenization? And did you have a moment when you knew this was the future you would help build?
Yeah, so I mean, in the end, legal is very standard. So I guess when I was working for a startup as the general counsel, creativity popped in. I thought it was very interesting to create a product and see how you scale an idea into something that hopefully penetrates the market or not. At the time, you don't know. So for me, it was a challenge to put everything that I know up to a challenge, to the task, because obviously when you're a lawyer, you sit down in like the second layer, right? You're always next to the client, for the client, by the client. And it was kind of like, okay, let's see if I can be the client. That's how I thought I wanted to test it on our own.
Nice. So there was kind of like a being challenged there, right?
Yeah, of course.
Now you built Brickken into a full stack tokenization platform operating across multiple countries with over $300 million in assets. What was the original spark and how has that mission evolved to what is it right now?
Yeah, I mean, when you started in a market, you come with the vision, but you don't know how that's going to evolve. Because obviously, you may think you have a solution to a pain, but you're also uncertain because not a lot of people validate or the interest mutate all the time. So it's important to be pivoting constantly, maybe hard pivots or small pivots. And in our end, we have pivoted quite a couple of times to really understand what we're solving, right? Because we thought we were wanting to do crowdfunding for real estate, but then we needed to do all of these things. So slowly the market itself, with our know-how and relentlessness, started moving us around to where we are right now, where we're a software provider. I allow companies to be able to tokenize their own assets, so they don't need anybody else to do a capital raise or anybody. They become self-sufficient. But that was definitely not the vision at the beginning. We really went from trying us to become like a real estate crowdfunding platform into something that I do help real estate promoters, but it's not even my niche.
Yeah. Yeah, and so finding yourself in the area of tokenization and this space that is the rules are changing constantly. How do you navigate, you know, the market first of all, and also team, making sure that teams are aligned with where you want to go?
Yeah, so I mean, talent formation is as difficult as tech formation, right? Because I mean, I think even talent formation is even harder because tech, regardless, you can pay for it. Even though it's internal, external, you can get something out of it. But nurturing a team, that's kind of like culture. Do they like what they're building? Do they understand what they're building? So it's a constant flow of information. So we were four founders at the beginning. Now we're a team of 35. And we're very happy where we are. The turnover rate of our team has been only one person quit the company because he wanted to go become a CTO. We already have a CTO, so there was no more room for improvement. But that just showcases that really we have penetrated the market with great product, but behind the scenes, it's a great team that is always trying to continue building the vision. So we really focus on educating and trying to thrive together because yeah, I mean there's no Brickken without its team.
Yeah. Now, so Bricken, you're building for institutions, I believe, but
Yeah,
also for
for any
scale.
company.
Okay.
So tokenization of assets, what is it? It's financial instruments. What are financial instruments? Equity, debt, profit sharing, convertible notes, SAF, safes. All of those are capital formation instruments, right? We use them daily. Startup raises capital, a promoter issues a bond, debt on chain or not debt to capitalize for the building. Bank issues a bond. So all of these are financial instruments. We use legacy systems. What we use is we use the infrastructure of blockchain to optimize the issuance and the investment cycle. Because with legacy systems, you're very much working just in your region. So a German promoter only capitalizes usually with just the German market because it's the scope. They're limited by border, by bank fees, by a lot of different things. So when we use our infrastructure, that capital formation can become worldwide. That's tokenization. The ability to perform a financial instrument borderless, 24/7, full transparent, and that brings a lot of different angles and plays as to why we are over the legacy system. We are not changing the financial markets of today. We are just evolving them or just making the new technology. It's kind of like just the version 3 of a version 2.
Yeah, good way to put it. Now, Edwin, like, what's been your most surprising learning experience about how traditional finance responds to tokenization?
Yeah, so when I started in 2020, it was completely unknown. And like some people heard, or maybe they were completely bit misunderstanding what was the scope. Then through the years, I've seen the evolution of knowledge and certainty. Right now, all banks are talking about it. So we see even big asset owners of the degree of BlackRock, the Fidelity, the Vanguard, already tested tokenization, banks using stable coins to start doing some things on the tokenization level. So, I mean, the rails are there, and basically the institutions are jumping in. And that just tells you that it's not they're jumping in to test anymore. They understand that this is kind of like the new version, which has a lot of qualities, which in the end allows them to generate more income in whatever format. Because with the legacy system, the friction of fees, you may lose 1, 2, 7, 10% maybe in some things. And here, literally, it can be zero. So the beauty of it is kind of like just making a system better from the one they know, and that's why everybody's jumping in.
Interesting. And what's your model?
Yeah, so I started we even pivoted on that. We were doing kind of like one-time fees with some transaction or success fees because of our nature, kind of like an investment cycle. It's complicated to maybe even sell. Crowdfunding platforms are like near where we do, but so we try to pick up on our nearest vertical, and it didn't work. And that's where we decided that we just go for what everybody knows, and it's a pure SaaS. We just SaaS for absolutely everything.
Yeah. Now, what does a win look like for Brickken, let's say in years to come? And what role do you see yourself playing in shaping that future?
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of like what does success look like? Obviously, as a startup, is another year of work, another year of runway, right? I mean, that's kind of like, do I have work and stability for the next year when I begin the year? So that's kind of like, if you say yes to that, you're already more successful than a lot of other who are struggling on that year. For us, this year and next year, we believe that we're gonna be successful. We have a lot of inbound generation of clients. We are performing exceptionally well in the conversion rate and whatnot. So the next thing is, what is going to take us to the next level? We're applying to some licenses that is going to give us a level of compliance that is going to allow us to sit down with higher degree financial institutions who are looking for a more mature trustworthiness, not product, but entity. So that's what we're reinforcing now. Our product is very good. Now we just have to reinforce the trust foundation.
Nice. This is quite innovative, Edwin, given the fact that the world is moving fully on a digitalization part. Very few people understand the potential. What's the downside of a tokenization? Give us like some. We know the opportunities we mentioned here, but what's the downside of it?
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, we're still talking about blockchain. So, there was a time where everybody was talking on it in a positive sense. And then some things happened, the downfall of certain exchanges or products out there that did a downfall. So, the negativity behind the technology is something that we're still struggling with. And it's a great unknown, but because the technology is not the bad player, it's always the user of the technology who can turn it into a bad player. But it's easier to blame just a full niche, kind of like, oh, a bunch of scammers. It has nothing to do. Fiat people can still be evil people, same as the blockchain people, same as the AI using for certain degrees. So technology is never to be the best player. But for us, it did affect us a lot. We had to very much struggle to say like, hey, kind of like, I'm part of the technology. I use the technology, but I'm not those people. So that was a big struggle to reposition ourselves in a trustworthiness state because it did affect us the negative output of our sector and some things happening. So I would say that has been the continuous downfall of where we are. Maybe someday it's going to be cleaner, but still, I mean, you still hear some terms that affect us in a negative way.
So lots of education that goes behind that to make sure to differentiate yourself from
Continuous,
other. Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned this
continuous.
correctly. I mean, there is also, a lots of things going on with the fiat people, and this never catches the attention of the media, but something happens in the tokenization part, and all of a sudden, like, the labeling part is just crazy. Edwin, so great to see you. Thanks for joining me for this Bold Talk series. This is a short format conversation. I have a question for you. What does the word bold mean to you?
Yeah, I would say resilient. I don't know why is the combination. Being bold for me sounds like being resilient.
Resilient, that's the way to go. Edwin Mata, thanks for joining me in this Bold Talk series. Looking forward to the next one, hopefully in the near future. Until that time, take care, be great, and be bold always.
Nice. Thank you very much.